Yo, what's up, y'all? 13 Live. 13 was the 13 out of 13 respect. Alright, so to give y'all an update happening. So basically, what you got happening on the earth is you have a lot of beings who are have ancient origin on the earth beginning to wake up. Not just so-called black people, not just Moors, but as well as the righteous children, the righteous sons. They are rising up as well. And some of them are all of them are from different nations or families and tribes and things like that. And some of them are aware that their families know of our ancient connection to America, that we've always been here, that some of us have always been here, and some of us, and the ones of us that were here, we traveled around the world long before the so-called European was even into existence. Because even when you talk about the Europeans that you're seeing now, these Europeans are the sons, which is why you have more sons or Masons. You have these are the ones we taught our ways, and we're given nobility through our cousins over there. A lot of different reasons why we were interbreeding with them and everything like that, and how they came into their own, well, not their own nobility, how they came into our nobility and tried to start establishing, once we fell, not just in the 1492, but as 1492 happened, there was a continuation of infighting. So after 1492, when the Moors got kicked out of so-called Spain, which Spain didn't exist at the time, we continued to infight, trying to, well, basically we're going against Rome. And Rome was wrong. We've been fighting them long before then. And so these Romans that we would be fighting, they had the thing with trying to be sensitive to everybody. They have a thing with having and breeding with lower beings. Let's say that, yeah. We're breeding with lower beings. And so they started trying to integrate this into their society, which they didn't try, they did. And so us over here, we were more on the end of still being connected to the original. Even though you have some of us that are copper colored, you must understand and overstand that if you have a tribe older than the Zulu, that is in Africa now, that are all born light skinned and they never even seen or had any integration with any so-called European, and they still light skinned, that shows you that the universe can, and melanin, which is the universe's melanin, dark matter, can do whatever it pleases. It can manifest itself and appear as it pleases. So they're saying that that's why some of us over here, we might have been darker, we might be copper colored. That doesn't necessarily have to mean that your family interbred with the slave master, quote unquote slave master. That doesn't mean necessarily that your family were even slaves, because there is documentation showing that there were court cases where you had the Negro and then you had Moors. So that's a whole other thing. But we are coming back into this knowledge, as you can see now, as me speaking of it. I'm giving you pieces, just like they gave you pieces of history in school, I'm giving you pieces of history that they left out. The pieces they left out, I'm giving you some of the pieces that they left out. And it's a lot of information. You really have to do the research on yourself, on your own. But from what I see, we're waking up. And so these children of children are being aware of this. And some of them are afraid, because on top of that, we have our brothers, some of our brothers, original brothers, they have also got together with these children of children, and now they're implementing institutionalized racism, which if it's institutionalized, that means it's taught. So it's nothing organic. Just like I want to say this, I have no problem with anybody who is, that chooses to live the lifestyle they choose to live. But it's just like when you're in a situation when you're trying to change yourself, but every time you stop the process of trying to change yourself, your body slowly returns back to what it is. That's not me. That's not none of these people out here. That's the organic energy within you that is changing you back to what you naturally are. So that tells you what? That everybody has a nature that exists within them. And regardless of who you are, the pigmentation, you have a nature that exists within you that is primordial and ancient. And this energy has created, we have used this energy and have done a lot of negative things with it. Not just so-called white people, but so-called black people as well. Which is why even so-called black people are called black. Because there was a time that I'm finding, for me being true to myself, the universe allowing me, and shit, Satan giving me the information that I have to receive, because I am walking in truth. I am walking in my nature, my natural state. That's why I'm a netta. That's why I'm a nature being. Because I'm all about dealing with the natural thing. And so I shake. And so get back to what I was saying. So you got these sons of sons, they getting pissed off. Okay, so institutionalized racism is a school. That's a schooling. That's a stream of thought. And so you have not just so-called white people, because you have to have the illusion to be played out. Because in truth, if all of us felt the same way, we would have been banned all together. So-called black people would have been banned all together to take down this so-called devil, which is only the white man. But at one point in time, because y'all don't do history, the white man was you too. Oh, okay. So when we talk about this pale individual, we not talking about pale in pigmentation. We talk about pale in the coldness of your heart. Just like when your pineal gland becomes frozen and you get separated from the higher realms, you become 3D. This the information that I'll be telling y'all, man. Big facts. So we come from an ancient line of beings, ancient beings that have been over here. And we used to travel all around the world, teaching, cleaning, learning ourselves, growing, changing, refining ourselves. And you can see this throughout the entire, all this stuff was my ancestors on any hemisphere. I just so happen to be from here. So you're dealing with an ancient one, somebody who's really connected to the land. And I still be feeling certain ways when I be saying stuff like that, because I'm true in my walk. So I don't like saying certain things that I'm not. I don't like calling myself black, because I'm not. Neither are you, nor are you white, or yellow, or any of these other colors. And at a point in time, yes, there was some colorful beings. But you thinking about third dimension. We talk about fourth dimension, fifth and up. You have no knowledge or wisdom of that information. And in truth, yes, well, y'all don't. The regular people like in the Vatican, they got miles long of information stuff. People like that, like stuff like that, like this. What's it called? That one museum. All the museums around it. Like some of these people do have this information, but that's just little stuff. They still, you think. Oh, let me break this down to you. The government has 50 to 100 years advancement in technology than what we see in front of us. Everything we use right now is declassified technology from this phone that I'm using right now. In truth, the reason that is and why it's not out right now, because in truth, they want you to be distracted. So the best way to keep you distracted is to keep you materialized. So the reason that they have it that way is not necessarily because they don't want you to know the weapons that they have, because we're dealing with a draconian law. So they will love to show you the weapons that they have. The reason that they don't show it is because they still haven't mastered it yet. That's why it's always an experimental phase, and that's why the public doesn't get it until it's declassified. Because if they have declassified it, they have already mastered it. But understand, to be declassified means that you're getting it at the butt end of its development. It's been ready. They were using it secretly until they came up with something better. Understand and overstand that. But this technology that they have is from our ancestors. And I'll let you know a little secret. Did you know that anything dealing with metal is demonic technology? Because my ancestors didn't need that. We did things a whole different way. Because we weren't tormented, constantly put through trials. We were able to actually see we were already home. So that allowed our mind to be free and become one with the cosmos at will and will things into existence. 13 love, yo. We're rising. And I came on here to tell y'all, because I came on to tell y'all we're waking up. And so you need to prepare yourself and don't be scared, because as we're waking up, so is these demons. They've been comfortable for a while. So as we're rising, they know their end is coming. So they're going to try to do anything to distract you or get rid of you. They can't kill you all the way off because there's too many of us. That's what I'm here to tell you. That's the update. Keep going is the update. Because the heat is rising. That's 13 love. I'm out.